Oh, happy Wednesday, everyone.
Happy Wednesday.
June 16th. Today is my half birthday. Did you know?
Happy half birthday to you. Like, yeah, I'm only singing half of the I'm only gonna sing half of the song.
Who is a Sagittarius baby? Comment. Gemini is your exact opposite. And we are also in the new moon Gemini, just so you know.
Rachel, we're back on LinkedIn.
Okay, hey, this is the personal side. Tell us your your sun sign if you want to.
What if they don't know what that is? Why don't you just say the birth year?
No, it's not the birth year, it's the month.
And whatever. Yeah, see?
They know. I know they know. Everyone knows the month that they were born, what their sign is. That's your sun sign. I guess you're right. Some people don't know the sun sign.
So it's one of those things. Sorry, everyone. Yeah, we're running a little bit later today. On my computer, right before we were going live, decided to freeze up on me and didn't work even with a restart. So luckily, Rachel B. Lee jumped in with her own MacBook, and here we are sitting live with everyone here. So today, she's looking at me. She's like, okay, what are you going to say next, Josh? You know, there's been a lot of awesome new things coming out with LinkedIn. So I really wanted to kind of take the time, energy, and effort to be able to go out over them with you, because I think if you don't know, you're going to be able to miss a massive opportunity that's coming to LinkedIn. And I mean, honestly, this is why I love the platform. And this is why I tell everyone all the time, like, look, Microsoft owns LinkedIn. Don't bet against Microsoft. They've been around for a long time. There's a reason why. They have the money, the resources. I mean, this one here worked for them for a little while when we first met. So, you know, these are those pieces. So anything on that? No, you're just good?
I thought you were going to talk about some of the stuff. You're just yapping now.
Okay, I'm just yapping. Yeah, no, those are... So a couple cool, neat new features that just recently came out. Hello, Martin. What's up, my friend? So some of the new features is character count. That's one of the first ones that I want to kind of talk about. If you don't know, right now in your LinkedIn post, you have been previously limited to about 1,300 characters, which should be enough. I mean, look, I've been doing very well with that, but the new transition, LinkedIn is rolling out 3,000 characters to everyone. So that's more than double of what's going on. I mean, these are the pieces that I think are really going to change how we're able to write, how we're able to tell a story. Like, I love articles. We use articles in newsletters and things like that, but I don't believe enough people are using the LinkedIn articles feature. And there's a big miss I think for a lot of people, but I think because of that, LinkedIn is actually doing, I think this is where the character count thing is changing. I mean, what are your thoughts? I mean, I think character count's changing because they're worried and they want to make sure they don't lose that content and that valuable assets in an article that people aren't using, and be able to give them more opportunity to be able to share their voice in 3,000 characters.
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately the LinkedIn feed is what's most important, right? And so people are accustomed to seeing posts in different sort of formats. Once there's an article, you're pushing somebody off, right? And so I think that's part of it, keeping people in feed. Like we talked about last week around LinkedIn wanting to be more of a creator platform, not just being a place to put your resume and all the creator features. And creators like to talk. They like to communicate. They need more words, right? Like this one, he's a talker. I'm a talker too, but and so I think that's a little bit of what we're seeing, right? This want to really cater to this kind of person. And then Josh, the other thing that you didn't mention also is the SEO part of the fact that
we hadn't got there, Rachel.
Oh, you're getting there.
I'm getting there. We're going that way, right? This is the whole thing. So yeah, I mean, look, there are a lot of people with long posts. I think it's very possible. Look, LinkedIn always follows a lot of the other platforms. So all the other platforms allow you for a much longer post. Even Instagram, you can actually be able to share a much larger character count than LinkedIn. And what that does is that keeps people on platform. So, I
was just thinking it also makes people, click, because you don't see the full post usually to see the rest of it. So that is going to improve.
They want people more on platform.
Clicking and engaging, right, with the post, because you're going to read more.
Yeah. So yeah, Favor, excited to be here, excited you're here. But that's the whole thing, right? we all see longer posts. I think that gives more opportunity, gives more people to be able to share and be able to, because sometimes we've got to really be able to make it short, sweet, to the point to be able to really get someone's attention. But when we're talking about what we do in our business careers, right, in our career journey, as we talked about last time, sometimes you need to be able to explain that a little bit more. Like, we are limited, right? I mean, like, LinkedIn limits videos to 10 minutes. Honestly, I've never seen a video do really well on a 10-minute video. It really does well more on LinkedIn Live if you're going to long format. So these are the different pieces, but talking about videos, talking about feeds, talking about keeping people more on platform, the bigger change is, if you didn't know prior to this, look, LinkedIn index, the Moz score on LinkedIn was 100 of 100. I've talked about it probably 100 times. What that allows you to do is allows it to be a search engine, right? Just like Pinterest is a search engine, just like YouTube is a search engine. So LinkedIn is a search engine because it indexes those articles, but now it's about to become an even more powerful platform of a search engine, because of the fact that they are going to allow you to they are going to start indexing your posts as well too. So when you talk about video, when you talk about content, when you talk about everything going on, your ability to be able to show up on the largest social platform out there, which I'm going to be honest, it's Google. Everyone uses Google. So that's going to be massive. I mean, I really think, like, when I search for an article, like, we had a friend of ours, David Tierras, I mean, he used one of our strategies to be able to use his LinkedIn articles, and within multiple days, he was indexed as #1 on Google. And within a couple more days, he had his Google snippets on there. So if we're able to do that with articles, I mean, just think of the power that's going to be in a LinkedIn post moving forward.
So if you slow down a second, what we're telling people is you should post on LinkedIn. Pretty much. That you are hurting yourself, people building a personal brand, creating influence, drawing people into your business, whether you work for one or work for yourself. People need awareness. They need to know that you exist. They need to be able to see your association with certain topics. And so by you not posting on LinkedIn and creating content, you're actually reducing your visibility, right? Because of this amazing opportunity from an SEO standpoint. So take your stuff that might be on other platforms and put them on LinkedIn. It's okay. And really try to post as much as you possibly can.
I mean, this is easy to use SEO. SEO has become breaking things on my desk. SEO.
My desk.
Yes, I'm downstairs, upstairs, the whole Achilles thing. They've heard the story already, Rachel.
I know.
But look, the SEO has become one of the hardest things to be able to do, especially with changing algorithms right now. So when you have the ability to be able to leverage a platform like LinkedIn that you're already using, you don't have to truly understand the SEO, as you have to understand how to be able to provide great content. So, we're kind of going through, like, one of our strategies right now, like, we're on here doing LinkedIn Lives. I'm also rebroadcasting over to YouTube. It is a search engine. We also take all my articles, and Rachel's coming here soon too, we are pinning on Pinterest, because I want to make sure that I'm leveraging an SEO ability from LinkedIn and then putting them on the other powerful, quote unquote, social search engines, which are YouTube and Pinterest, to be able to get massive depth on and backlink ability. Is that a word? Backlink ability?
Backlink, definitely.
Backlink, and then we add ability on Google. So that's kind of where we're at right there. Hey,
Hi,
Courtney
and Libby. Bob Hoffman P. Great info.
Using anchor text is amazing for Alexa ranking too. 100%. And these are the different pieces, right, that we're trying to be able to really share. Like, I mean, look, LinkedIn launches a lot of stuff without actually telling anyone. And it's going through digging, following in, doing our own research, honestly, talking with other friends of ours that are LinkedIn experts, as we all try to be able to understand the platform and be able to, like, come here every Wednesday and be able to, answer y'all's questions, be able to share the insights that we're getting, because I think it's important.
Yeah. And I always want to make sure we understand that, like, we'll never be able to stay ahead of the social platforms. Like, if you're chasing after LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and trying to think that you can get ahead of what they're doing, and putting your entire business, everything you do inside those platforms, it's really, really risky. What's most important is that you're building your brands, you're building authenticity so that customers come to you. They want to work with you. They want to work with your business. And that really comes down to your branding and how you are serving somebody, how you're serving others. That way, if LinkedIn were to go away tomorrow, which would never happen, or any of these platforms change, that you will always make sure that you have a place and that you have visibility because you're really working on your brand and your content strategy.
Well, it's the same thing like Courtney was saying right there, right? Taking your videos, upload them to YouTube, putting them on your website. I mean, people, yes, we always talk about like, you want to be able to have these videos natively everywhere, but at the same time, if you're taking this content, if you're creating articles, you're creating blogs, if you're creating videos, 100% they should be on your website. I mean, all these different pieces, this is your ability to be able to be omnipresent and be able to really leverage one piece of media across the board. Like what we've been actually, Rachel and I have been talking about as well too. Like I put out a newsletter every single week. A lot of y'all are probably on it. It's the weekly dopamine dose by the dopamine dealer of LinkedIn. No smile, laugh. No, okay.
I helped create that name. Love it.
Anyways, being able to go through and take these conversations that we're having with y'all, take our community calls that we have once a month and really transcribing them and being able to share that information, because not only are we here sharing information, like we get great information coming from Libby, from Courtney, from everyone that are kind of coming through, which my mouse doesn't work, to be able to make sure that
it's all the same information, honey.
No, I know.
So thank you, Libby, for being here. And Courtney, I really love everything you're saying, Courtney. Absolutely.
What are SEO?
And maybe Courtney, you could help write in what SEO, but SEO is search engine optimization. So when you think about Google, primarily Google, there's obviously, Bing, the Microsoft side of the house, but pretty much Google, right? As people are searching, they're using certain words and keywords. How are you showing up against those keywords? That's like my most simplistic way of describing it, right? When people are searching.
Wait, you're not an SEO expert?
Not an SEO expert, but have been around some really, really talented folks at Gartner.
Hey, Marshall.
Yes. Was he in Mexico last week?
Marshall's all around the world.
I know, Marshall.
So, it's great.
Dude, Marshall, where's the invite?
Hagar's also asking too. He's like, how's doing better? I went to the doctor today. So
do you want to show him? No.
You want me to try and sit here and throw my leg up? This is the kind of LinkedIn lives we're doing. I'm going to get kicked off of LinkedIn Live really quickly.
No, we're not. Why? It's a leg. It's not something else. The good news is, family, that Josh will be fully out of a boot by end of July, but we'll start to be able to walk in the boot within 3-4 weeks. He's made really good progress. We went to the doctor today, or the PT.
Ooh, I'm looking at favors right now. Like Google Search Console just released Google Search Console Insights to rank organic and social traffic. This is amazing news for guided search. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I definitely believe this is really going to change how people are using and leveraging LinkedIn. Once it kind of gets out there that these posts are indexed on Google, I mean, I see a massive shift. You're going to have a massive run of people coming here to hope you have Aflac.
Hope you have Aflac.
All of a sudden, I hear a duck quacking in my head. Aflac.
Yeah, that's actually really, thank you, Favor.
Yeah,
Courtney, y'all are awesome. I mean, it is pretty interesting to see how the social media piece, which I often think that a lot of companies, not the entrepreneurs, think of the corporations, sometimes really undersell the value of social media. This is what we're seeing. The fact that posts and social media are now really validation of brands and companies it's really compelling. It's really awesome, and just shows the power of building your influence on these channels and how critical it is to your brand, whether it's a business brand or a personal brand.
Yeah, and like Courtney's saying with YouTube, this is why we always try and make sure that we take these videos, we push them out onto YouTube because of that SEO experience. And Courtney, think about this, right? Not only are we able to take these videos, we can put them on YouTube, but if they're also getting on YouTube, on our website, and then also in a post, let's say you create those 60 to 90 seconds, because truly on LinkedIn, if you're going to put a native video on here, you really want to be able to be short, sweet, to the point so people get to it. But think that those start getting indexed on Google. That's going to be a massive power. So this is where video is going. I mean, I can see video really kicking up even higher on this, because like we said this last time, they're seeing on LinkedIn stories. And even though I did a poll and most people said they weren't using LinkedIn stories, LinkedIn's reporting that they're seeing 15 times the visibility on stories than they are on a lot of the posts for people on their regular feeds. So huge opportunity on video if you're not taking that time, energy, and effort, because that's where your personal brand really stands out. That's where you can see the person. This is why y'all are here, right? You can hear him flex your voice. You can see me raise my leg up. because I probably won't do that in a LinkedIn video, maybe in a story.
Yeah, Courtney, love this information. I might be reaching out to you too about these hashtags.
Courtney's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, Courtney's got the fire right there. YouTube is definitely not my expertise, although I've done some campaigns, but what you're talking about, you need to have at least 90 seconds. Yeah, amazing. Really great information. So yeah, those are some of the big, the tips, right? The increase, double the amount of character count in your posts now. And then that posts are being SEO, not SEO, like
they're being indexed.
Thank you. I'm like, I cannot even think of the
I'll
word.
let her wait for a little bit.
Thoughts on webinars for recruiting on LinkedIn?
Interesting. We're actually working. We're
thoughts on webinars for recruiting. Well, I mean, listen, any sort of,
you work with the UT side.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, whether you do, like, when I think about a webinar, it's like essentially an event, right? And webinar, so bringing people in through a registration experience to either watch something live or recorded, right? Ultimately, that can happen through a quote unquote webinar. You could do that on a LinkedIn event, right? You can even stream live through some of these platforms to a LinkedIn event. So that's not a webinar per se, but there's a lot of different ways depending on the platform that you, again, the goal of that, really the goal around this is around email acquisition. I mean, ultimately you're gating some content so that you can get information out of people. That is really part of that demand gen effort. So huge value in doing that. So for recruiting,
the new thing we saw there too.
Yeah. But like from a recruiting perspective, if you are looking to get the right kind of talent, yeah, I mean, absolutely. And thinking about what kind of partner like myself who works with the UT students.
University of Texas.
That's right. Thank you so much. University of Texas, Austin, McCombs School of Business. What kind of people out there could you maybe partner with in those events or webinars so that you can get additional reach and really recruit the right kind of talent? If you have more questions on that, just message me directly. Recruiting is something that's the world I'm more in. Entrepreneur over here, a little less so.
Well, we're about to start working with some clients on that kind of stuff as well too. So
it is a capability with my experience and Josh's very different experience, more with the entrepreneur. We're building that into Standout Authority to be able to help folks with recruiting. So thank you, Libby.
Rachel, what I was saying in that too is, the event side. So one of the big things, Libby, hopefully you listened to that, about collecting that email, right? Being able to get them on there. So one of the things that we've seen change recently in events, and I think we're going to see a lot more changing into the event page, is one, if you're going to use LinkedIn for that, one, create the event, right? Invite the people that you want to be able to go into and use posts to drive them there. Because the new feature they just added in there as well is they're now having a lead gen form on the event when you sign up, which says they can opt in to be able to give your email, which is awesome new information, because you're able to see everyone, but not to be able to collect the information and be able to get that pushed back out to you in a lead format at the end of the event. So really, or to be able to promote the event as it starts getting going outside of just on LinkedIn. So I see a massive opportunity kind of moving that way.
Oh yeah. That's an additional feature that you just mentioned. That's pretty cool. Yeah. And I mean, I think like, again, what Josh and I like to do is see what's happening in terms of features and changes and then back out into what is the macro kind of strategy that we're seeing. So this creator strategy, absolutely. And then when you see this event sort of capabilities that have been building out, being able to get information, this really is around the LinkedIn marketing solutions, right? This is really around the capabilities for LinkedIn to attract marketers in a demand gen fashion. And so they've been working, that's not just the advertising aspect, right? It's also in how can we help marketers really in that demand gen. Cool. Travel nurses. That's interesting. It's an interesting segment, Libby. Okay, cool. So we're about 25 minutes in. It's usually how long we run these. Few things. We have a Clubhouse session later on today.
So if you're on Clubhouse.
You're on Clubhouse. And if you're not, put in Clubhouse.
I think this is going to be powerful this time.
It's always
powerful.
I mean, come on. We are running a session called Elevator Pitch. what did I call it? Elevator pitch? How do you pitch yourself in words, right? And have some really great people, including Bagil on LinkedIn, David Breyer on LinkedIn, and Danita, some really amazing LinkedIn folks who are going to be on the panel. We're going to run this room about an hour and a half tops, because tonight we're actually doing a celebration for Father's Day tonight in America. Father's Day is this weekend, so we are celebrating. So we will not run more than about an hour and a half. If you're interested, please join us. And again, we have our masterclass. If you are interested, masterclass in here. And then community, put community. If you have not joined our monthly community calls
on Zoom,
which basically takes this, but we get to see you. You get to ask us questions. It becomes much more intimate, and we can really talk to you in a closer environment on Zoom. So those are some of the things.
It's at 4 p.m. Central, right?
4 p.m. Central, the
Yeah.
Clubhouse room that we will be running together.
Yeah, Courtney, love to have you join us.
Absolutely. Okay. I know there's a few other things in here, so we can get in there and kind of message on the back end.
Always appreciate you, everyone, being able to join in every Wednesday at 12:30 Central. We are here to be able to answer your questions. And look, DM us, ask us questions. We're here. Like, as I always say, we all rise up when we rise up together. So we're in this together, our LinkedIn family. We look forward to seeing you on Clubhouse, on our Zoom calls, and everywhere else.
Yes. And if you are celebrating Father's Day, happy Father's Day.
Bye, everyone.